This week on Hermitcraft.
This is some ridiculous confidence.
Yeah, I'm really confident in Octagon life insurance systems. All right.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, we go already!
Welcome to the Hermitcraft RECAP. My name is Pixelriffs, our writer is LoyXP, and for a show co-written by a zombie, this show isn't nearly spooky enough on the regular. Luckily, Zloy made up for this last week where he had to draw so much speculative fan art his hands fell off. And this week the Hermit should make up for that because it's Halloween, and whether it's pranking your neighbours with seasonal additions to their builds, handing out derp coin like candy, recreating landmark horror movie cabins, or just making loud noises behind B-dubs while he's trying to build a wall, the Hermits will jump at any excuse to surprise their server mates.
Hi.
Whoa!
Somehow these aren't even the most paranormal activities we see this week, as the shadow of Doc M's latest technical wizardry creeps across the server, Zedaf designs a brewer with a brain, and Mumbo enjoys building? Okay, we had to reach for that last one, so let's get into all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week.
I think I'm just going to fly off into the sunrise, I reckon.
Bye, Mumbo.
Goodbye.
Starting with some actual Halloween activity, as Geminite and Pearlescent Moon set out to go trick-or-treating across the server. Or rather, their horses do, because they're the ones wearing the costumes.
Give him a nice ride.
Some sun and moon trick-or-treating, but just tricks. Wear the tree.
Yes, just tricks. Yeah. Oh, that's lovely.
Naturally, with only their headwear in Halloween mode, the two don't get much candy and quickly decide to TP everyone's houses. But since you can't TP without admin permissions in Minecraft, they take the more artsy approach and Halloween bomb the neighborhood. Grian's bank, for example, gets she-lobbed something fierce.
This is a fantastic trick. I'm really surprised how much they look like spiders. Look at the little dangly dudes.
It's perfect.
The front yard of Impulse's factory has been filled with a whole row of hungry consumers, scarier than your regular undead.
It's perfect.
I'm so happy. I'm proud of us. I think we did good.
And as for Tango Tech's cave,
It's already scary. It deserves a Halloween costume. It wants to go trick-or-treating, I know it.
Somebody went and put a little tutu and some ballerina slippers and what I can only presume is supposed to be a tiara on top of Fifi's head. So yeah, if you know who did this, leave me a comment. I'd like to make a repayment.
Now, the duality of a gem is that she did also non-prank decorate Impulse's place. The candy floss trees he commissioned really did get installed, along with some lollipop variants on the chocolate milk pastures inside the factory. It's Pearlescent Moon out of the two who stayed much more on brand afterwards. Despite her mountain trying to have a white Christmas before October is even over, Pearl grows a Halloween shop in the form of a giant arm-waving pumpkin and stocks it with all kinds of Halloween treats. The trick is you don't just buy them for diamonds. She's also hidden pumpkin tokens all over Botum, and anyone who finds enough of them can exchange them for custom Halloween accessories.
Almost like a Where's Wally / item hunt kind of game. I'm not really sure what to call it exactly.
Although if you really want to scare us, giving Doc M unlimited power is a pretty terrifying thought. After Octagon's opening sales week isn't quite what the doctor ordered, it's lucky he still has a few tricks up his lab coat sleeves. Introducing Rendog to the realm of shadow blocks from last week, Doc begins to step up how this technology can be used. He builds some bulk item silos he can rent out to the hermits, hooks up a remote sand collection system to an auto smelter, gathers coal using the same system, and even demonstrates using it to auto-dry sponges.
This is looking good already, yep. Stuff being drained down. Wow, this is gonna be huge.
The next step is to get the other hermits interested, so Doc vanishes from under Good Times with Scar's nose and even pulls one over on Grian, offering to fall willingly in the Botum hole in exchange for a diamond block in hand. Turns out surviving sacrificing yourself to the void is a pretty good sales technique.
Yes!
How did you do that with no redstone?
Well, here, come, I'll show you.
But great power requires a great build to house it in, and so with a bit of community design help, Doc surrounds the update suppressor and the attached apparatus in a pair of conjoined snow globes, projecting a hologram of a goat head into the sky so everyone can see he's not kidding.
There's about 800 androids in that bad boy. So there's that.
Unfortunately, while Doc M has a monopoly on the blow-your-mind technical redstone, his item shops will have to face a competition as long as any green guy with a hoodie can put together a shulker farm. That's why Doc reaches out to iJevin and tries to talk this war out before it starts.
All good. I'm just saying, man, the shulker mark died. Did you sell any shulker boxes?
No. I think I've maybe made 3 diamonds, so...
What the heck? What is wrong with people?
Yeah.
What is wrong with shulker shells?
In the ensuing negotiations, however, the two realise that playing the market together will be a much nicer game. On top of that, iJevin explains the varied and fascinating expansions Derpcoin has underwent in recent weeks, and intrigued by the concept, Doc figures it's a worthy thing to enforce on the server. And so they come up with the plan to buy out any shop selling shulkers for diamond, only so the consumers have no choice but to shift to Derpcoin and with it to Octagon, or an Octagon of sorts.
Well, we can just buy them out, take everything they got, and force everybody to shop with us. That's no problem.
You know, that we only need to strong arm the Big Eye crew.
Jevin is not opposed to the idea of Botum allies either, and agrees to help Impulse farm up piles upon piles of coal blocks through the Wither Skull farm if he so desires. Besides, he wasn't using these shulker boxes full of stone anyway. I mean, he did, kind of, but the digging out of the chest pile room probably scored him much more material than was spent artfully decorating it with.
Oh, I love it. Like, I wish there was more that I could say about it, but I'm just so happy with the way that this turned out.
Some have accepted Derpcoin willingly, but others have had it thrust upon them. BOO checks out the profits at the Big Eyes Shore Town, and there actually are profits, by the by, but finds someone has filled their cookie jar with cryptocurrency.
We did it! We're in business, baby! Look at this!
Having received surprise visits from Tango a couple of times already while tending his new crop fields, B-Dubs checks in with Tango about whether they should take Derpcoin seriously. But there's one thing he does take seriously, and it's the opportunity to build Etho a sugarcane farm.
Yeah! I got it! Yeah! The master has now become the grasshopper.
Oh, excuse me while I go laugh. I mean, this is good.
Laugh! He's gonna be thrilled!
B-Dubs pulls out all the stops to make an industrial circuit that actually feels industrial, triggered by observers which activate minecarts which Rube Goldberg their way around a track, activating TNT and collection mechanisms as they go. It's a more kinetic philosophy to redstone design, prioritizing looks and style over raw output, and it's almost successful the first time.
The cart's not moving. I knew I messed something up.
Tinfoil Chef will settle for redstone that just works when he pulls the lever. Having figured out the issues with his tree farm pistons, he rewires all the repeaters and everything goes swimmingly. Or that's the plan now that he can flood the floor of his tree farm to wash away all the saplings whenever he likes.
I hope that isn't going to be a problem there, but I got a feeling it might. Yep.
By comparison, Zedaf's redstone is downright decadent. Having before solved the concept of automated item juggling, Zed apparently spent all of last week deciding what would be the most lavish way to assemble a cocktail. The bartender machine Combaruta 2.0 comes to life as a never-ending rainbow of ingredients, from whence an iron trapdoor slam dunks the right ones into your cup. The redstone behind it is clever in a way only a Zedaf can explain, so we would absolutely recommend his video to you, if not to learn that, then to see the next level stop-motion time-lapse. Anyway, he doesn't drink the first thing it brews and test it out on Mumbo instead.
So wait. Oh. That is so cool. How is... What? That is genius. That is actually really cool, dude. This is wicked.
I do realise I forgot to put some water bottles in, so...
Mumbo is delighted to spectate, especially after taking care of so many of his own spinning plates. His magic trick from last week, making Grian disappear, turns out to have the repercussions of needing to bring him back again. The prestige being that this flying machine has a reverse gear.
This could work. I honestly don't know. Can we fly this jet backwards? The block that you're standing on isn't going to go, but that's even funnier. See ya.
The other trick he has to pull this week is getting the interior of his mountain base to stop spawning slimes he's not allowed to kill, which is mostly successful, give or take a couple of light levels that invite the creepers in. And looking ahead to the future of his base, Mumbo has decided to rethink the idea of transforming the interior ceiling into a night sky scene, because Grian seems to have stolen it from his dreams while they were on the plane together.
Theatre. This is ridiculously grand. This is like Instagram flex grand.
Against all odds, False Symmetry comes up with an even weirder mode of transportation than the backwards plane, a waterlogged railway tunnel. Though the tech has been there for a little while, it still feels cursed to see a rail line you're on go through an aquifer. This is a part of the refurbishment False is doing on the Swamp Lump roller coaster subway. The track goes through a few twists and turns with carnival fair attractions passing you by until you finally reach the one stop at her redstone shop, which would be where she wants you to go is the thing.
And go shopping. Like I believe Doc has done. Spent all these diamonds on things. He didn't buy the levers though, sadly.
Cubfan135 wants to go get red sand. Or rather, he will whether he wants to or not, what with the canyon's custom desert demanding it.
Have you ever had a sunburn so bad you look like me?
The only thing to really substitute it would be orange concrete powder, and you'll never guess what dye Cub has run out of. Still, flower farms are a thing, and Cub puts one together quite effortlessly, even as a permanent fixture at his base, in a very petal pattern decorated room.
And the cool thing is, like, you can just open this up, store stuff in it normally, while the lever remains on there. So, super cool little trick.
Then it's off to the deserts for TNT blasting and a whole lot of philosophical pondering.
You think there's red sand like this on Mars? You ever seen a dead bush in person? Have you ever just stared at the coast? Have you ever destroyed an ecosystem? You ever watched a sunset but were way too early for it?
Can you burn a Luigi board? So yeah, concrete go psh, but it also go boom if Tango Tech gets his way. With colourful lines still occupying at least half of the Big Eye shores, Tango decides it would be nice to automate the concrete conversion process, and naturally has to design his own one just for funsies.
This guy just chops the whole forest down here. What's he doing? Last time I make him a tree farm, right?
His mechanism, of course, stands out for not using duplicated TNT, which is why it blows itself up a whole lot less than your average bear. Though blowing up less soon also becomes an issue. Once everything seems in order and is dropping as intended, Tango and B-Dubs seem dead set on making a concrete shop, which will sure give the Big Eye Corps an edge over the competition.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh.
The weary traveller must heed these words. Beware the sick Xisuma, for he is not shackled by being a YouTuber. As it turns out, Xisumavoid's been fighting off not one cold, but two, and the first one left him without a voice for a while. Impressively, this just meant he would progress through the server as usual, but without having to stop and tell us about it every 5 minutes. As a result, by the time this week's video was even possible, X has made so much progress, a simple flyby of all of it is an episode all of its own.
And I've had a rough couple of weeks, so I'm taking things easy on that front. We'll do the decorations later.
Along the Alpen village and the connective pathways of the Emporium builds stands tall a haunted tower he built from a fan suggestion. And you know it's haunted because it came from Twitter.
So this stunning creation was sent to me by Blaze Time Master over Twitter. Blaze, if you are watching, thank you so much. They actually sent me their entire creative world and
Or maybe it's the squids dying in the ink farm he made. We never knew where ghosts come from after all. XB Crafted has also been getting his feet wet, although that's probably why he adds a catwalk around his submarine dock. Either that or it's so cats can reach the submarine. With the addition of water intake pipes, some access stairs and a control booth, he puts that project on hold so he can step back into the Nether Hub to reconfigure some stuff and things. On stream and off, XB expands the tunnels and the hub around Horsehead Farms, tying in the portals to Hypno's base and a new portal to his Wasteland Megadome complex, which might also be the first time we've seen someone get Prismarine and Mushroom blocks to look good together.
Talking smack. And screw up. That's about the way it usually goes. Talk smack and then you're just like...
All sorts of blocks you wouldn't think of come in handy for Zombie Cleo thanks to the wonders of JPEG compression. Having launched a line of merchandise in real life, Cleo decided to expand the brand on Hermitcraft as well, and put together an advertisement board in the hotspots of the server promoting the Hydrate sports drink as well as her bodybuilding coaching services. The bodies in question probably are the armor stands she's known for, but at this point you never know, maybe Cleo really will get them those gains.
Yeah, I think they'll understand that personal training means I'm going to teach them stuff, which is what I kind of want to do, because I think more people need to know, and people like...
In any case, the postage billboards are topped off with a pixel art map bearing the Hydrate logo that took a few hours to make.
Welcome to what is about between 10 and 12 hours of footage, according to the replay mod. It's going to be done in like 2 minutes flat.
Having become the you that Wells Knight IOs, Joe Hills enlists his help to decorate his original flower farm and plans another, this time focused around orange tulips, since they seem to be in popular demand. And now they're in popular culture too, as Joe pays tribute to the cabin from Evil Dead 2, both to satisfy the desire for a Halloween build, but also the need to keep in the village's rustic aesthetic.
Yeah, it's pretty cute actually. I do like the windows particularly. That's well done. Well done,
Thank
Joe.
you. Thank you. Yeah, it's actually a cabin inspired by the film Evil Dead, because somebody pointed out that it's already October 18th and I haven't done anything for Halloween yet.
Oh my goodness, you haven't.
No.
How dare you, Joe?
No.
That's sacrilege.
The next time I build an Evil Dead cabin, you'll know.
Oh no.
You'll know.
After Wells is able to fill him in on the redesigned flower farm circuitry, Joe opts for the same configuration under the new flower farm, and hopefully now he'll have enough orange dye to share with the rest of the class. Well, it's been a long time coming, but Good Times with Scar will be sharing something of his own with the rest of the Botum. The latest in the Tycoon's adventures is an electro station refurbished for a hat factory, now dealing more in chic than in shock. Scar has come with custom modelled hats for all the Botum members, but for now we only see ones for Pearl, a cute little llama in an upside-down hat.
I want to see this on you. Oh, it's so big! It's so big!
I love how big
I didn't realize my head was that big, Scar.
And Grian, a conductor's hat with a giant G on it.
Oh, that really
I'll
does
be honest
fit
with you.
perfect.
I was expecting to die, and so that's a win. That's a double win. I didn't die, and I got a hat.
There's a whole other set of customization with Scar rocking custom swag and brand shulker boxes as well. And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is PixelRiffs. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. Since there's no better occasion for it, this week's End Screen Theatre will link you to Zloy's Spoopy Basement playthrough of Pony Factory, a game about ponies where nothing bad happens at all. Happy Halloween, everyone. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.